There was one thing you'd like to share with all of us, Elizabeth, for this new year from the depths of the play of all of this. What might that be as a theme?
I think to love all of it, to love and welcome all of it, which is a, pretty basic tenet of what we're doing.
Mm, nice. To love and welcome all of it. Mm.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hmm.
Mm. To love and welcome all of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And what's our life like when we do that more? What happens when we're really welcoming all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, when it's all welcomed inside here?
Then I think the larger self, the capital S self, is at peace, and I think that we're at peace, and we're able to um, let go of let go of and let go and let go of
Mhm.
outcomes and just be here.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let go of outcomes and just be here.
Hmm.
It's for all of us. Let go of outcomes and just be here. What's that like? How do you know? How do you know that's happening in your system? That you're letting go of outcomes and you're just being here? How does your body tell you that? How does your mind tell you that?
When my mind stops or my mind slows down.
Okay, one more question, Elizabeth. Then you're gonna be like, Elizabeth will say, okay, that's enough for today. See you guys later. The when that happens, letting go of outcomes and just being here, and we know it in your system, the mind slows down. Then what do you find? What is here when you're just being here? What do you find?
Peace and stillness.
And what else do you want for New Year's for this next year? Like if okay, peace and stillness is here, is there anything else that Elizabeth wants? Like really, like maybe for all of us, like this is our New Year's resolution, but really, like what is it that we want for 2026? What would make our life better than what it is right now? Like what we've got, like we know the peace and stillness that you're pointing us to. I'm sorry, I'm asking one more question. We'll go to Akasha. But is there anything else that what for all of us, what is it that we want for 2026? What else do you want, Elizabeth? Because we all want to support you in having like the best 2026 ever. Like, what else do you want?
I want flow. I want flow, and I want to go deeper into oh my gosh, I completely lost the word. I want flow, and I want to go deeper into I I'm so sorry, I lost the word. Oh, I want to go more deeply into awakening.
That doesn't have a word. That's why you forgot it.
Thank you, goalie. That's what I want.
Thank you. And then just back to where you led us with I let go of outcomes and just be here. Just for all of us, let go of outcomes and just be here. What do we find that's here? Elizabeth noted that there was like here for her, there's peace and stillness. And then there were two other things Elizabeth was interested in 2026. She was interested in flow is there where do we find flow? Where is flow? Where is flow for all of us? Where is flow? And can it be any place but here? And awakening, is it something to, is it an outcome to work towards, or just let go of outcomes and just be here? Could it also be part of this like here package of Elizabeth, like here? Wow, could there be flow here? And also this whole awakening concept where, it was hilarious when she was looking for the word, right? She was just so present. And I mean, maybe, I mean, she was there it is. But like the awakening, really, is it someplace to go, something to get? Or hmm,
No, it's always here. And I guess it's waking up to it.
okay, okay, I gotta ask one more. Like, I gotta ask one more with that one. Okay, if it's always here, if this awakening isn't something that we isn't an outcome that we go towards, if it really is this here-ness, but it's but then Elizabeth says, but then there's something missing because I've seen pictures. I know what these people I listened to these people who were like saying they're all awake and stuff. And there's a difference between what I'm being and what those people are being. But isn't it the same here? The same here, that's Elizabeth's here as those people who are speaking and who are like, wow, let's listen to them. What's what's the difference? I don't have
I
an
think
answer,
it's
but I don't. What you got, Elizabeth?
I think it's to letting go and just being this right now.
Hmm. All right, Elizabeth, that was so awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We gotta. I'm curious as we go around and that's for the whole New Year's thing and what you want. But before we do that, like, what comes up? Like, Goalie was helping us some. Like, Akasha and Goalie, what comes up for you as we hear Elizabeth take us on this beautiful dive?
Um, yes, the, the temptation of awakening is strong. Um, you were saying, what's the difference? And I think where I am, the difference is that while all my parts are still very much acting their parts, I can find self in me, but find it hard. I'm not unburdened enough to be in the oneness and include all, or just connect to all. Yeah.
Hmm.
It is the same beingness, but it seems that my comprehension or my experience of self is limited to this little drop and not connecting to the ocean.
Like to go? What's it like to be with Akasha in this beautiful vision of connecting to all, to being all, to knowing ourself as the ocean? Know ourselves as all. What a beautiful, how did you describe it? It was like a pull. It's being like there's a to that. First, you use the word temptation of awakening is strong. And maybe there's a difference here. The temptation, maybe they're kind of concepts of some place to go and some place to get. And then there's like I was hearing two levels. I was hearing this other level of Akasha was almost a love affair of this beingness as the ocean, connecting as the ocean for how she's felt that and knows it. It was just this love of being all, something being kind of pulled home. But let me check. This is just a thing. How do you know this, Akasha? What is the attraction, the pull? How is it? What are you speaking from? Like, of course, you've read the books and you've heard people speak of it, but I'm hearing something much deeper than that as you speak of this.
It's a yearning. Some parts are afraid to dissolve, but the yearning is bigger. I've just come back from an island last night, and we went swimming, and every day it was too cold to get in. But once we were in, it was beautiful. And it feels a bit like that, like I know this is where I'm meant to be. I can't quite find my way there.
And then let me ask you something simultaneously. First, what's our version of feeling this yearning that Akasha speaks of, like going into the ocean, this yearning and the sense of, oh, I can't quite find my way there. And then let me ask you simultaneously, as far as what Elizabeth shared with us, of and can they both exist, letting go of outcomes and being here and noticing what's here? I'm wondering, while we can feel that yearning, at the same time, can we notice what's here, as Elizabeth found peace and stillness here? What's that like in you, Akasha? The both, the yearning, the spiritual achiever. Hey, this is I know this is here. I just got to open more to be the ocean, to connect and be everything. And at the same time, here I am, and possibly nothing at all is missing in what is here. How does that play? Does these perhaps seemingly opposites play in you?
There's many levels. There's some parts levels who just and then the self was at peace. Yeah, different parts. There's the kind of spiritual achiever, but there is also wanting to be in a forever home.
what was the word before home? Wanting to be in a what home?
Forever.
Forever home. And so what about that for us? Just the spiritual achiever. That's just I say it's really gently because there's just the vulnerability and openness that Akash is sharing with us as we get to follow her and be in that with her. The achiever that wants forever home, please. Finally, give it. This has been hard. Forever home. I really want that forever home. Can we notice that voice inside of us that resonates with her voice, the spiritual achiever in us that would like forever home, please. Elizabeth's awakening, Akasha's forever home. The part of us that wants that, this is where it gets really subtle. Can we really see that as a part? Can we discern, not that I want from like, I have a part of me wants this forever home, a part of me wants the awakening. See if you can find that. And then what's aware of that part? What's aware of this that wants the forever home, that wants the awakening? This that is ever present here. Use Elizabeth's word, this here-ness. Here. And there's the part that wants forever home, and then there's this that's aware, this here. And what do you find, Akasha? What's there? What is here? What is this that they call here now that isn't touched by the parts? What do you find right now as that? What's the flavor?
Well, I call that the heart. But it's this, this peace, this presence, this absence of judgment or expectation or just beingness, what Elizabeth said.
And then let me ask us all a question. Like, what's your version of that? We're hearing Akasha's words for this that's aware. She calls it the heart, this peace, this presence, this absence of judgment, this beingness. Like whatever you're touching right now is here. We just got Akasha's words. Is it enough? Is that enough? Could this be enough, what's here now? And then let's just pause and notice the voices that say, no, I want the forever home. I want the awakening. I want something like, see if you can hear the voices that come. This here, what's here now, is that enough? Could that be enough? Just to notice the voices that respond. And again, can we hear those as the precious parts that are here looking out for you? The ones that respond. The I want this, I want that. Can we do the discernment? And also, those are the great ones. They're the ones that are guiding us home. We love those parts, but see if you can hear them as parts. Okay. Hey, anything else, Akasha? How you doing with this? And we'll go to Goalie. I don't want to keep putting you on the spot here because how you doing?
Yeah, I've been fragile, so I've been working on different things before the call, so it's very at the surface. But yes, it's both enough, and there is a voice that goes, yes, but I want to love everybody. I don't want to be triggered by anybody anymore. I want to just accept everybody as they are and not go through the rigmarole all day. all their emotions. Sorry, my cat's not well. What's going on? Sorry.
I love that. When we hear Akasha's yes but, do we just love her yes but? Like say like but really, or are you critical? Do you have voices that are critical? Oh, there's the problem. But can you just love the yes but? Yes, but you want to love everybody. Yes, but you want to accept everybody as they are. See, this is see how you are with Akasha's yes but. How are you with her yes but? Can you find the place from self that just adores it, that just welcomes it so much that it's no problem? The yes but is no problem. And then in your own system, what's your yes but to this being enough, to the here being enough? What's your yes but? But I still suffer. But gosh, my life still is, it's not so easy. It's hard. My body hurts. I want it to be easier. I hear what they speak of, this oneness and love towards everybody. It's not here yet. I want that. What's your yes but? What's your yes but? And can that be just this like sweet music and welcomed and enjoyed? Anything else, Akasha?
No, thank you.
Okay, we got to do a little shake off before we get to go. We got to go a little shake. Like, whoa, man, this is a lot. It's a lot. Woo! and, and as always, there's just like where Elizabeth led us at the very beginning, it's just here. It's like, yeah, it's just here we are. Here we are. It's just a sense of we're just kind of, I mean, look at Elizabeth. Don't you want to like, I mean, I can't do it because I'm being professional. I have my professional shirt on and I'm sitting here. But don't you always just like lay back in bed below me? That looks so good.
Sorry to be so lazy, but I love lying down.
Oh my gosh. Um, it's it's more like I want to be doing the same thing. Hmm. So no place for go. We're just playing, no place to go, nothing to get, celebration, enjoyment. Oh, goalie, we had a lot. There's been a lot so far between where Elizabeth went and Akasha went. What's coming up for you? What's it like there? All this.
Yeah, with we started with Elizabeth, and it was like a poem for me. It was so beautiful because she started with sage, and I remember in like scripture, in like Tao Te Ching, all they say about sages is what Elizabeth said, like sage is the one who does whatever is needed to be done and then goes back and doesn't wait for the outcome, doesn't care about the outcome. Or yeah, everything she said, it just reminded me of that. It was, and the flow was beautiful. And in the end, she went to the place that doesn't have a name, doesn't have a word, and she could remember the name. It was so beautiful. I mean, everything, the flow was beautiful. And then when Akasha was talking, again, what Elizabeth said, what reminding in my mind, because she said, letting go of everything. And I think when Akasha said she wants to reside at home, forever be at home, how that happen when we let go of everything. I mean, it can be 1 second only, but if, because she said, I want to, or earn the, yeah, the need we have to be one with ourselves. Who needs that? Who is looking? Who is wanting to be at home forever? When we let go of everything and turn the eye back to the one who is looking for. So that's the one who is actually. And that happens only when we let go of everything. So the mind, as Elizabeth said, the mind becomes completely empty and quiet and still. And that is whatever we're looking for. That is the forever home. And we easily forget it because, again, our mind goes to wanting, goes to searching for that which is always here, which is, and the only thing we need to do is letting go. Even the parts, for 1 second, forget about them and turn the looking back to ourselves, to what is the closest to us, which is I. And that's the home, forever home, which is always peace and love.
Let's just pause a moment with all of that. What's that like? Hearing, guided by Goli, invited by Goli. What's that like? And what parts come up as we hear, as we follow her? Do you have parts like, "Whoa, this is too much. I can't do this. I should be able to do this." You can just notice what comes up inside. And then when she says, "But just forget all those parts. It's even simpler. Just come back to this I." And there it is. Just that's closest to us. Even right now, closest to us, this I. And there is the always peace, always love, as Goli says. Goli's pointing us to the forever home. Asking who is it that's wanting to be forever home. Turn our eyes back on the one that's looking. Just letting go of everything. Perhaps she's referring to Elizabeth's sense of this nameless place, this nameless. Elizabeth couldn't even find the word for it. Maybe there's a wisdom in that. She wasn't able to find the word for this nameless place, perhaps placeless place. Where did that go for you? What was different for you as you listened? As we've heard three different sages, right? With like three different sages today. We're the party of sages. We had Elizabeth's guides, we had Akasha's, and now Goli's. What's different in each of these for you? How do they speak to you? How does it take you a little place a little different? What else, Goli?
Yeah, and then when it happens only for 1 second, then when we again forget who we are and we come back and see all the parts, then the acceptance is so much easier. And when this repeats every time, then it's all acceptance. And then we can enjoy the life as it is, with all the forms, all the parts, everything. Everything is welcome then.
And let me just tie that back into Elizabeth. You just tie that back, what you just said, into Elizabeth's let go of outcome and just be here. When we are just being here with what Goli said, we're just being here. Do we find this here also includes a welcoming of what is, a welcoming of the parts, a welcoming of what arises in us? We're just being here. This peace, this stillness, whatever this here is, do we find that it is a welcoming? And when Goli said, then we can enjoy all of life as it is. Does the here-ness, this sits here, does it include that, even as it welcomes in its peace and its stillness? Is it possible that enjoyment is part of that we just, the enjoyment of what is, enjoyment of Goli, let's pause here and see what Talakasha and Elizabeth are doing, what's coming up for them, and then we'll pass the mic back to you again. How are we doing with that? With Sage Goalie after Sage Elizabeth and Save Akasha? Akasha Elizabeth, what you got? What's going on? What's going on?
Well, I think for me, definitely the I have to work harder comes up. So I think that's the spiritual achiever. And just letting that be okay. Like I'm not doing enough work on this.
And can you? I have to work harder. Like we all have our versions of that voice, right? Like I have to work harder. Can we find endearment in that voice? In IFS, we start with this premise: there are no bad parts. Every voice is there to serve us. Elizabeth, you have to work harder as you hear that voice. Or sometimes it can be mean, right? It can come authoritative. In my system, it's very authoritative. It's like this mayor, police officer kind of person. But like you have to work harder. Can you find an endearment in it, in how it, or even compassion or understanding, and how it's just trying to help, just the sweetness of that.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's part of what got me here.
Mhm.
That as I think Akasha said, that yearning is what got me here.
Got you here.
Mhm.
I'm just using your word again from the very beginning. The
Mhm.
here.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm. It makes me think of what Goalie just ended with when she was saying, and then we get a glimpse for just a second of this, of just this pure here-ness, and then we go back. How'd she say it? Then we forget again, and we go back into our parts, our have to work more, our whatever spiritual achievers, and then we remember again. Happens only for a second, back and forth. Oh, there's here again. There's the perfectly okayness, the absolute fulfillment, the peace, the love, and all those things that Akasha was talking about. And it's like, oh, and then we're back with the part. Anything else, Elizabeth?
Not right now.
Isn't it great? It's like Elizabeth's body is kind of embodying the stuff that we're talking about. Like just like this relaxing into this here now, right? It's just like, what do you mean? There's no problem. Here I am. It's just relaxation. What about you, Akasha? I tell you what. What's that? What's that, Elizabeth? Like, what's it like when our bodies represent this that we're all pointing to, when it becomes embodied? Are we just like, oh, is it like relaxation, like Elizabeth? Does your body relax more, or does it get more like filled and full and inspired, like the way Elizabeth came in today? Like, what's it like how is it embodied, this here-ness that we're speaking of, when we feel the contrast between the here-ness and apart? It's like, oh, you've got more to do. There's here. You
I
did it
think it's for
wrong.
me, it's just pure. It's just when I have, as Goalie said, like a second of that, it's just a it's just a total release. And it's everything and it's nothing.
How are we feeling this in our body? Are we able to join Elizabeth as she goes in for that second? It's like, ah, do we feel that in our body? Like this second of here-ness, this release. And then in contrast, can we feel when it kind of reblends with the thought apart? And then, ah. Hmm. Anything else, Elizabeth?
I'm good for now. Thanks, Sid.
Very good. Gosh, and what do you do with all this? What do you do with we're Goalie went with what you shared, and we're Elizabeth back around to Elizabeth again?
I think I find it hard to hold self and parts together. If I get into self, then the parts quieten, can't say it. I remember the first time I sat at my altar and I just went, everybody's welcome. And there was this kind of murmur in the crowd going, really? How exciting. But it's quite, I find it hard to hold both.
What happens when you're sitting on the altar and all parts are welcome? So there's a sense of some space, a sense of some here, some space, some self there. And when all parts are welcomed, when that happens, do you end up kind of getting pulled into the parts as there's a sense of a space for both? Do the parts kind of blend?
So when I did that, I had this feeling of different parts going, me too, and feeling very happy to feel loved and understood. And that's been a great blessing. But then if I try to meditate, then I get the, have you sent that email and what time is it? And, all this stuff. So, yeah, I think I can't find being in the heart. Sometimes at the altar, but sometimes just during the day, putting my hand on my heart and recentering, really. Just, going to that place.
And this is, Akasha, we don't have to do this by ourselves, right? This is hard, what you're describing. And that I'm hoping that's one of the things we're practicing together and supporting each other with. Like when we were being with Elizabeth's part of I have to work harder, right? And part of the idea here is, well, how are we able to stay in this space of openness and be with her part and welcome and enjoy and even adore her part, receive the innocence of it in her system. And the idea is when we do that more and more together with each other's parts, that it becomes easier in our own system to be able to find the same of the both, to have the part that says inside of you, I need to work harder, I need to do it differently. And it's just like Elizabeth's part. We just kind of, welcome it, love it, adore it, see its innocence. And it just seems to be, I just wanted to share this just because it's so easy to be like, I should be able to have this done. This shouldn't happen. I shouldn't blend with the parts. But we do, it happens. And then we play and the system updates, it finds, it updates. Back to you, Akash. That's how I find. That's how I find, like when working with people, like how like it does open. Something does happen. There's something matures in the system. It finds that it can rest more. Parts become less scared that they have to desperately take care of things because they become. It's like in this group. Like I'm hoping you can feel like you can say anything because if I can't do it, Elizabeth will be the space of love, welcoming it, welcoming your parts, or Goalie will be, or Kasha, that there'll be a place of self is here, beingness is here. So perhaps your parts feel safer here, that they know they're going to be welcomed. They're going to be welcomed. And then because we don't want to be relied on others, but we get to help each other. And then eventually the system, the parts update, just like when they come here, there's more of a safety. And then when they're by themselves, just in our own systems, they start to find the same. Like, whoa, this beingness, this love, this acceptance, this welcoming is here, just like it is in the group. It's really, God, it was really never from the group. It was from my nature, myself. That's what it was. And then, how's that? How you doing, Akasha?
Yeah, definitely the power of community and of benevolence is people on the same path. Sharing that is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. I find myself invoking some people when I'm at my altar, so I'm not alone. Yeah, I find it easier to be grateful to my parts. But because I'm not done, should try harder.
Oh. Do we all? How
Yeah,
are we doing with her butt? How are we doing with the butt again? How are we doing with Akasha's butt? Are we just do we just kind of giggle inside and love just as she did and like love the butt? But really, because this is how we are with our parts, right? The butt, how we are with that inside of us. Can we stay here when the butt is like, oh shit, there it goes again. There's my problem. There's the butt. Like that's another part reacting. Can we stay in self and be like just adore Akasha's butt? Can we adore her butt and can we adore our butt?
I like big butts, and I will not lie.
thank you.
Oh my, anything else bubbling with that, Akasha?
Yeah, it feels like I've got this kind of a spiritual to-do list. Okay, so embrace all parts, unburden, get into self, embrace other people's parts, have compassion for everybody, manage to juggle your needs and everybody else's, but really there is no needs because there's no expectation. Yeah, but what if I've got needs? Forget about that. It's just, yeah.
It's the spiritual to-do list. And is there and who holds that in your system? I have a spiritual to-do list. Is it like a to-do post-it part? It's got to post it, so we gotta do this and this and this. Is it like what is it like a spiritual achiever? Can you notice the part of you that has this to-do list with these wonderful things? Embrace all parts, get it, other parts, everyone's parts, juggling, no needs, compassion for everyone. It's like who where does that come from in your system? Can you find the voice, the part that the voice is it a different voice when you speak that? Is it a different voice than when you're resting here? Does the voice change?
Yeah, it's probably a spiritual achiever, but I have so many to-do lists anyway that, yeah, seem to function like that. Yeah,
Let me
work
ask
harder.
everybody a question about that. As we hear Akasha's to-do list, do we get lost in that? Do we have a part that responds? Do we end up blending with a part about the to-do list? It's like, oh gosh, that's yours. I have one just like it. And can we also find the place of being as the place of self that just finds it the sweetest thing ever? Oh, the to-do list she has. Oh, isn't it wonderful? And it just welcomes and loves and just wants to hear more. And we could hear her talk all day about her to-do list, and it's not a problem from self. See if you can find that from self where there's just no problem with the to-do list. It just adores it. Expressions of our humanity. Sorry, Akasha, what were you saying?
I can't remember.
So where's the problem? Where's the problem? Where's the problem for all of us? Where's the problem, Akasha, with what you're sharing? Where's the problem, Elizabeth, with what's here now? Where's the problem? Is there a problem? And where's the problem? Just what part responds? It's kind of like the butt part, the big butt we love. Like what's that expression?
I think it's honestly partly for me. It's it's a need to feel like I'm special, that somehow I'm different or I'm doing it a little better.
Yeah. So just how about that? Can we all find that like the specialness? Like I need to do it, say it better, special. And in IFS, we call that a protector. And then I want to go back, bring it all back to goalie. I just didn't want goalie was taking us so fast so far. I was like, well, we got to slow down and integrate all of this. Um, the but the specialness in IFS, we call it a protector that would do that. Like, see if you can find the movement inside that would want to do something really well, special. And what's it protecting in us? This that wants to be special. What's it protecting? What is it that we don't want to feel beneath it, or we're kind of hiding? And don't go any place you don't want to go. It's New Year's Eve. We don't want to get all sad and stuff, but it's like, but just notice that if when in the IFS model, we call it a protector that's protecting something, and and I'm gonna just a few words, Elizabeth, if you want to share, but not too much because we don't want to get it's New
That
Year's
I'm
Eve.
boring and I'm not worth it.
Not worth it, not matter, don't matter. Yeah, not deserving.
So do we have the capacity to include those voices as well? Boring, I'm not worth it, don't matter, don't deserve it. But don't push because sometimes it's too much for our system, right? We have firefighters like, whoa, can't go there. And so we don't want to. This is when they say re-traumatizing our system. So we don't want to do that. We want to be so gentle, like Elizabeth's just resting in bed, open heart. Here we are. Oh, there's something that feels boring, not deserving, not good enough. It's like it just gets to be. It's like sweet children, right? In the park, kids that are like I'm not good enough. I'm not deserve it. I'm boring, right? It's just all there is love from self. All there is love for that, for those kids. And I'm guessing if we feel in IFS, it's the strangest thing because you keep finding, you ask people, well, how old is that part? And they're all like, all of them are like single digit. All of them are younger. They're all young parts of us, right? There's young kids. It's at least in the IFS model. And but it's like just to notice and we need just the compassion we can have for those parts of us as we include them. We're not having to heal anything. We're not having to heal anything. We're just welcoming and including those. And then it makes so much sense that we have protectors that are like, need to be special. I need to do it well, right? Because we have this vulnerability beneath it. And we just, how's that, Elizabeth?
It's great. And it actually brings up for me, it's definitely the observer. I learned from a very early age to observe and get the sort of emotional temperature of what was happening around me and do what was right for the situation or appropriate for the situation, to not be boring, to be special, et cetera, et cetera. And I see that little girl on the sofa in my parents' kitchen watching everything that was happening.
And isn't it nice now? Like back then, this was the brilliance of the system, right? To cope and to protect, to become special and to take care of Elizabeth. But now there's this adult system where we can be aware of that and we also can just fall in love with the vulnerability. Boring. I'm going to be boring. I am boring, right? And we can really believe, I mean, I can find all of this. I am boring, right? It's like, what's it like when we include that, and then, and we're not going to do that right now, but it's like, and the game becomes like, how intimate can we be with each of these voices? How much can we feel this? How much can like welcoming is the beginning. We welcome, we include, we accept, and then it just keeps deepening into an intimacy with it, where what's it like when we're beyond resistance to that? This how intimate can we be with I'm boring? What's it like to really feel that? And then we have to be careful because if we push, we don't. That's why I call this effortless IFS. Parts will react, so we don't push. It just becomes. It's just like Akasha with her sense of the yearning. Something just kind of life. Hmm. All right, let's pause again. Because Elizabeth, you took us into the underworld. The underworld. Woo. All right, all right. We just to shake it off. Here we are. The underworld. Ah. And you ready? You ready to get back to because that Sage Elizabeth, Sage Akasha, and back to Sage Goalie. What's he doing with all this, Goalie?
Well, I don't have much to say. Everything has been said. Just when Akasha was talking, something came to my mind that when the parts arise, if we realize that they're all arising in me, it's not separate from me. Like when I say I'm sad, I am feeling the sadness, right? So when everything is happening in me, it's not separate from me. It's so much easier to look at them or love them because it is a part of me. It's like energies that can be easily shifted from this event to that event. Sadness can go to anger. It can, after a while, go to happiness, you know? So, but they are not separate. When I realize that, then how can I not love something that belongs to me? And when I look at them like that, they become like melted. They become more like dissolved with myself.
Thank you.
Let's be with that for just a moment. Like let's, as a Sage Goalie's describing, like they're all none of it's separate from me. Sadness, sadness, the pain, the fear, the shame. And this kind of goes back to the intimacy thing as we become more intimate with everything that's arising in us and see that it's all that I think she says arising in me, but what about of me as well? Rising in me, of me, these emotions. Hmm. What else, Goalie? While we're pausing, I forgot to do my little thumb thing. Let me do my little thumb thing real quick. I was
I was
supposed to do
wondering if
it.
I had missed it.
I forget. I get so excited to see everybody. And then Elizabeth, you came in and rocked the world. And uh, not a psychotherapist. I'm a mediator. Everybody was good, being responsible for their journeys. If I can get a thumbs up. I am recording this only my image, but your words can be included. If everybody's good with that, get a thumbs up. And you always, yeah. All right, where are we? Where are we? And maybe this has been so intense. I'm guessing this is good. We'll kind of come to an early closure today. This has been it's been so full, but where are we? What's here? How are we doing?
I'm feeling a sense of shedding in a really um great in it just a good way, like a shedding and an accepting. Shedding of some layers in a way and getting into more parts in a way.
And when you get into more parts, what do you find there? What's it like when that happens?
I think it's actually for me it's a relief to see some of those layers bubbling up.
Hmm? And how do we care for Elizabeth's system in the midst of that, right? Because as we open, right, there parts that have been held down. It could be like, oh, I'm boring, right? It's like, whatever that is. And they start to come up into our system and we start feeling them. But at the same time, we have protector parts that aren't used to that ready. Maybe they're not updated to that yet. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. Boy, we can't, that's the bad thing. Or I'm a loser, I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, I did it wrong. And those things as we open, as they start to come up, sometimes protectors can kind of freak out a little bit. And so I think my question is, how do we support Elizabeth and having this all be just gentle and graceful for all of her parts?
I think it's just the listening and the acceptance, and the also hearing what other people say, hearing what Goli and Akasha say about, you know, their own experiences or their what comes up for them. I find really interesting and helpful.
Mhm. And can we also kind of really I just notice the wisdom of our protectors that are like, whoa, when we start to feel discomfort in our system, when it's like, oh, what's that? Well, Sid just called me boring. Why did I tell him about that? Um, it's like just to notice the protectors, and if we can just, I just want to reiterate that again. I just have too many friends that then they had their spiritual achievers start to push, and it ended up being the one step forward, two step back at best, and sometimes it just locked their system down. So I just want to throw that out to the gentleness of this all as we open together.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing? Is there anything else bubbling as we've been together for an hour together so far? And maybe we move towards closure, or maybe there's something else bubbling, or we want to be the space of the container for Elizabeth's system as she's just in this relaxation. There's this openness and awareness of more levels. How are we doing? I guess I just want to say this piece again, that we had Elizabeth, and I'm just being the facilitator of like what you guys are sharing. But we have like Elizabeth, Akasha, and Goli taking us, three of you taking us to some really deep, really, really, really deep places with this, right? I mean, Goli and I met at a Rupert Spira retreat, and I heard nothing different than the depths of what Rupert shares coming from the three of you all as far as what the pointers have been. And so there's a lot, there's just a lot here. And just the gentleness of the gentleness. Because we went along, we went to some pretty deep places today. Anything, Akasha, anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I guess my route to IFS is not maybe the straight road, but nothing in my life is straight anyway. So I think I'm quite familiar with my exiles, the shame, and particularly the shame, not too much the fear, but I'm familiar with it, but still it's very sensitive. I'm learning about my protectors, and I'm learning to love them. They're great, they're fantastic. Oh, when I meet them now, it's like, oh my God, you're wonderful. I'm not too, I can see my firefighters in action, like given all the chocolate I've eaten earlier. But I can't quite hear them. But I was playing with, when you said I'm boring, I thought, what if I take one of my exiles, my core wounds, and instead of saying, no, I'm not, which is what I've been doing all along, really, trying to heal the core wound by whatever. And actually just go, I don't matter, and sit with that. So I was just playing with that. And it was weird to feel actually part of me felt okay with not mattering. Now it's just totally blowing my brain. So I've been fighting against that feeling forever. So I think that's a new avenue.
Mhm.
Instead of going, yes, I do matter, which I also believe and want to fight for, but also thinking maybe I don't matter. And it doesn't matter that I don't matter, if that makes sense.
Well, isn't it interesting to watch what responds inside to I don't matter? Saying I don't matter, right? There's just going to be parts, protector parts that are going to respond. And then there's this other place that has no problem with it. I don't matter. Oh, just feels it and it's okay. And then I loved how you described this, Akasha, your relationship with your protectors. Oh my God, you are wonderful. Oh my God, you are wonderful. Because this really seems to bring us back to like where Elizabeth started us at the very beginning, as far as what she wanted for the New Year's, a sense of kind of welcoming all of her parts, welcoming it all. Oh my God, you are wonderful. Because what if the worst thing that can happen is a protector or a firefighter saying no? Oh my God, you are wonderful. How's it going, Akasha?
I'm confused about when you said they're saying no. I didn't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. Like what do you experience as our protectors, our firefighters? What are they as they move, as they express? I mean, I was using kind of generalizing it as kind of there's like the Buddhists will say it's resistance to what is, and or whatever or there's a sense of a want for something to be different when we feel into our parts that have burdens, these protectors and firefighters. There's a sense that there's a want there. And some people call it, or Byron Katie will say it's kind of a no to what is, not a loving of what is. And it's like, and just that's how I was using the no as kind of generalizing the movement of the parts. But how do you find it? What is it? What's the common denominator in all the protectors and the firefighters in your system? What would the word be for the common denominator of that?
Oh, my protectors, they're my advocates. They're my and I'm so grateful. Um,
So advocates, they're the advocate, they're advocating for you. Advocates, lovely, lovely,
yeah, they're protecting and
lovely.
they're
Yeah.
fast, fierce.
Fierce. Isn't that cool? Like really, to feel the fierceness of our protectors, the fierceness, just back to Goldie's thing. There's all of this is me. None of this is separate from me. And so we feel the fierceness of our protectors. It's like, whoa, that fierceness. This expression of me as this fierceness. Oh my.
Yeah.
Let's see if Goalie's got anything. Goalie, you got anything on that one? Anything with what? Nothing special.
No. No.
So how do we do it? Let's kind of move it towards. Let's bring it towards a closure together. We'll go around and just as we close. But like this this back to Elizabeth, like include welcoming it all, including it all, and goalies that this is all an expression of me. None of this is separate from me. What's it like getting to own and have all of this? Oh my God, all of this life, all of this expressions, all of Akasha, or the shame, the protectors, the firefighter that eats the chocolate, the fierceness, all of that as me, as this life that's moving through me. What's it like? Like Happy New Year. Wow. That's what I got. Let's go around real quick with the final words. Yeah. Let's do Elizabeth, Akasha, and Goalie. What you got? What you
It's
got,
like
Elizabeth?
fireworks, baby. The ball's dropping and it's exploding.
Yeah.
We are exploding.
It's exciting.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Exciting, isn't it? Like really, the excitement of just like Elizabeth's system. Wow, there's another layer here. There's opening to more parts, including more parts. All of that aliveness. It's like discovering kids that we didn't know, discovering parts of us, discovering fierceness and all of this aliveness. And this is the lovely thing about when they say letting these parts come up because they've been frozen. A lot of them have been frozen in time. This life force, has been frozen. It gets to come back. All right, Akasha, what you got? Anything? Any final words for us? Any kind of sage advice sage words for us?
I'm just very grateful to you, Sid, for holding the space and your joy and your excitement and your yeah, for you. I'm so happy that I met you. Thank you.
Yes. And I just got to say, if I was to be honest, because you guys know where it comes from, it's like it's in response to you. It's like, wow, Akasha's here, right? And it's like, wow, it's 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 a celebration. It feels like such a celebration to me, and I love that. I love the celebration of this. All of our parts, all of our expressions, all of it, welcoming it all, celebrating it all here and not, and then the no's and the resistances and like the fierceness, all of that. All right, final sage, Goalie.
Yeah, the same. I'm very grateful for what you do. It is like a celebration every time in your meetings, really. We celebrate each other, we celebrate ourselves, our parts, everything. And it's really priceless. And also, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yay.
Happy New Year to all of us and all of our parts, and all of our expressions, every single thing, especially those ones that are hiding. Happy New Year to them too. Everybody's included. Oh my gosh,
Happy New
thank
Year.
you
And
all.
Akasha, thank you for saying that about Sid, because I think we all feel the same way.
Yes. Yeah.
And also, Akasha, thanks for like cracking open with us.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned, Elizabeth, you mentioned shedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just read that we are finishing the year of the snake.
Oh, that
And
makes sense.
we are entering the year of the horse, so we can gallop on.
Yeehaw!
So, Thank you all for being part of my life in
Thank you. Thank
2025,
you.
and I look
Thank
forward to
you.
continuing in 2026. See you later. Happy New
Mhm.
Year.
Yay!
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Love you, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.